Hello, skipper. Hello, navigator. Half a minute to go. Okay.
Hello and welcome to Baboon Yodel, the show where everything's made up and the points don't matter. I am your host, Drew Carey, and sitting across from me is a man that I know well, Wayne Brady.
Thank you, I am Wayne Brady, the man who is always accused of not being black enough. Thank you for that subtle racist dig from a white girl.
His daughter's name... Oh, I was going to say his daughter's name Renee. It's not. His daughter's name's Miley.
Miley Brady?
Yeah.
I guess there's like a couple of women's names where you just don't want Brady after them. Probably best he didn't call his daughter Marsha.
Oh, if he did, I would have respected the hell out of him. Because that would have mean there would have been a black person on the Brady Bunch.
I'm sorry, do you not respect black people just inherently?
Of course I do.
Alright, well...
we're cutting this out of the...
No, we're not cutting Renee's racism out of the show. You're listening to Baboon Yodel. It's Angel Danger Jordan here, yet again. We tried to get other guests, but they cancelled.
Honestly, Ed went away and was like, I'm going to leave the podcast in your hands. And I'm like, Ed, it's fine. I step up. I'm going to do this. It's going to be the best 2 weeks of podcasting you've ever heard. And it has been literally the opposite. I got laryngitis the first week. And then the second week, everything's just gone wrong and I'm sick again and we're recording this late. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we try to fit this in when Renee isn't working and she still has a voice she can use.
Hey, like, there's actually no in between. Like, I'm either sick or I'm at work.
Yeah, you're a sick fuck.
Yeah. I like it. I'm not going to say that word on here.
Fair enough.
I'm not Kanye West. Oh, that sounds racist as well. Damn it.
Yeah, you got a real problem with black people. But this episode isn't about Renee's racism. This is the Baboon Yodel Fun Story Spectacular.
Yes, this is what you guys listen to this podcast for, is us having fun stories, having hot takes on said fun stories, having clear nasal passages and dulcet tones.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can bring some of those things today.
Cool. So I've got 5 just fun stories here from the news.
I've got one and a head cold. So.
Well, we picked the same story anyway.
Well, I found the story.
You actually didn't find the story first. I have it in my notes from days ago.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm offended because this story resonated with me so hard. It's literally related to my life.
All right. Well, how about you open with this story and then I'll go through the other 4 we have.
Okay. These
are just fun stories, guys. We're not going to talk anything serious today. You've probably seen this first story. It went viral everywhere. But Renee,
he just signal pointed at me as if we were going live. We're already recording, Danger.
I know. It was the whole point. We're going to have a break here so I can put in the little noise thing. All right. Here is where the noise thing is going to go. We are leaving this segment and entering the next.
That was so worth it. Wow, what a noise.
Well, Ed likes them. I personally don't need them in there, but Ed really likes the little music breaks.
All right, producer, 2 cents. We should have never given you the mic.
Less work for me, the better.
Well, half the time there's not a podcast, so there's not even any work for you to do. Okay, so there's new story. There's a new story out. I found out about this on Vulture. So the headline really caught me by surprise. The world finally knows why Garfield phones keep washing up on French beaches. Doesn't that intrigue you?
I'm intrigued. I haven't read this story.
Wow. So basically, there's this French beach that constantly has like Garfield phones from 1983 washing up on the shores, like all the time. Like it's been like that for like 20 years.
Big orange ones with Garfield's mug right there.
These phones are crazy. They're like him lying down, and I can personally describe this phone because I have one. That's why this like resonated so well with me. So for I think my 20th birthday, my brother gave me this Garfield phone for my birthday. Just
this phone from the 1980s.
Yeah, he like ordered it on eBay, unprompted, just gave me a Garfield phone. And it still works, but the ringer doesn't work, but you can call the number, which is pretty cool. And it's Garfield lying down, and you pick up the receiver, which is like within his back, and then it becomes the receiver.
Yeah.
But when you take the receiver out, his eyes open.
Oh.
And then when you put the receiver back in, his eyes close.
Ooh.
It's pretty good technology for 1983.
Yeah, the other weird thing I read about the phone is it only works 6 days of the week.
What?
Yeah, it won't work on Mondays.
Oh, get out! I was
Mondays.
so like interested in that fact, and then as soon as you said Mondays, I was like,
well, if you have lasagna in your room, it will work on Mondays.
yeah. If you have, yeah.
Oh, now I want lasagna.
It sounds so.
What time does New World close?
I think you're actually like the real life.
Can I go and get?
You are human Garfield.
I am just a cat.
You're a human Garfield. So yeah, these Garfield phones have been washing up on the shores of a French beach in Brittany. That's the place in France.
Yep.
And people have just wondered why they've been washing up for so many years, but just kind of accepted it. But it turns out there was like a crate in some like cave under the sea somewhere, and it's just been washing up in storms.
Yeah, so from what I can read here, like eco-friendly people, they were like, where are these phones coming from? We want to know. Save the whales.
All from the cats.
Exactly. Saving whales from the cats. And then they put out a call saying, does anyone know anything about this? And a farmer was like, oh, there was a shipwreck here many, many years ago. And then he sort of led them to where it was. And they just found like all these rocks and just pieces of Garfield phones. But like the shipping container is basically inaccessible because it's in like this weird cave thing. So there's nothing they can do about it.
They just can't stop these phones from washing up on the beach. It's so good.
So unless they got like huge machinery and things, it just wouldn't be worth the money to get this crate out of there. They can't. So until it runs out of the probably like 10,000 Garfield phones they have in the crate, there's just nothing they can do about it.
It's so funny. Like, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. It's just such a random object. Obviously, they're shipping them over to France to sell them. And it's like, oh no, we didn't get that crate because there was a storm last night. I wonder what happened to the Garfield phones.
Now we know.
We're slowly getting them back in increments. It also makes me really sad, like seeing all the wash-up Garfield phones. I'm like, man, well, so much potential, you know?
Yeah, imagine they could have gone to such good use.
Yeah, they could be sitting in my room next to my Crystal Skull vodka that doesn't have vodka in it.
And also your other Garfield phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one, but then I've got one. But then,
for all the times you use a landline.
Yeah, well, I have one, but I also, for Christmas that year, bought my brother one as a payback. I was like, how am I going to get him back for buying me a Garfield phone? I'll just buy him a Garfield phone. So I did that. Now he has one.
So it seems like these Garfield phones are still readily available, so this probably wasn't a big loss.
He went online to like eBay and like paid a bit for it. I think he paid a bit for the phone, but then I just went on Trade Me and got one for $10.
Yeah, there you go.
You know.
Well, maybe they'll be popular again in Vogue. You could turn a profit.
I could with my two ones I own within my family. They're family heirlooms now.
Mm.
I really want that phone. I don't have it with me.
We don't even have a landline here.
Well, the ringer doesn't work on mine, but you can use it. You just don't know when it's ringing. But you have to just pick it up all the time and be like, hey.
So it is a Garfield phone that literally won't work half the time.
It's from 1983. I mean...
So someone could send you a text being like, hey, I'm calling you right now.
Yeah.
And instead of you just receiving the call on your phone, you receive it on your landline and be like, I think they're calling now. Hello?
Yeah, but you're like...
Nope. Hello? Nope. Hello? Oh, there you are. Oh.
I would sit and do that for the novelty of talking on a Garfield phone. That's so fun. It's got like a little curly like cord. The eyes open when you take the thing off. That's so fun. They weren't that popular back in the day either.
No, I don't think so, considering a whole shipping container of them went missing and just nobody bothered to report it.
And the world just continued. They were like, fine. That's the era of Garfield phones over. We'll move on. Yeah. It's amazing.
All right, well, let's move on.
Your lady.
To our next story, I just realised I'm not saving timestamps for whenever these. I'm gonna do that now to save myself effort later on in editing this. All right, so
laziness.
I told you this, and it's basically Tinder is introducing height verification.
Oh, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I mean I'm not too worried about that as a 6'3" guy, but you're
what?
You're 4'7", so.
Well, okay. I'm short, but I'm not that short.
No, I'm pretty sure you're 4'7".
I'm 4'11.5". There's a big difference.
Not from my immense height at 6'3".
Well, at 6'3", you don't know the difference between 4'7" and 4'11.5".
But I'm going to round down. So you are 4 foot tall.
Yeah, okay.
So we've got the 4 foot tall Renee here with the 7 foot tall me.
Yep.
It's quite the dynamic.
It's a real Shaq situation.
Shaq next to Kevin Hart situation.
That's
such a funny picture.
So good, eh? I think it's fake.
Yeah, so this Tinder height verification, people are like, it's got to be an April Fool's joke, but they posted it a couple of days before April.
Yeah, everyone knows that's not the rules.
Yeah, it's weird. Then again, you sent me a link, like Krispy Kreme is doing glazed nugget sauce. So it's like, instead of going to McDonald's and getting barbecue sauce, you go to Krispy Kreme and they give you donut glazed sauce, which you can then dip your nuggets from another place into. And then they announced that today, but it goes on sale tomorrow. So I guess that one is just an April Fool's joke turned real. But this one...
The thing is, that could be an April Fool's joke, but also, A, people are going to try it, and B, it's probably going to be yum. Like, as soon as I saw that article, I thought
you were like, the height verification. It's like, height verification is going to be yum.
No, the Krispy Kreme thing. But as soon as I saw that article, I was like, damn, I could go for some, like, French toast with bacon. You know? Like, I was just immediately...
That would be very good on bacon. Should we go and get some tomorrow?
It's delicious. But, like, the sweet and the savoury thing, it's a thing, you know?
Should we do pancakes tomorrow?
Yeah, should we do
pancakes? It'll be for dinner, but yeah.
Yeah, should we do pancakes? Cool.
Great, well, that very quickly went from... We have no use for Tinder.
Yeah, what are we talking about Tinder for? We've got a Tinder date right here.
The number one joke going around about this is, is Tinder going to introduce weight verification for women? Which I guess you would probably like as someone who weighs 28 kgs.
I weigh a little bit more than that.
You weigh 15 kgs and are 3 foot tall.
Hey, at least I'm in proportion with myself. At least it's not unhealthy. No one can tell me it's not.
You are a 6-year-old. Wait, a 6-year-old's taller than 3 foot?
Probably. Somehow.
You're a small 6-year-old.
I definitely wasn't at that age.
Oh, you looked like you were 3 when you were 6.
I still do look like I'm 3.
That's true.
And I want pancakes, damn it.
So apparently, if this height verification thing is real, which I can't imagine it is, but it's just a really poorly done April Fool's joke if they did it beforehand.
100%.
It's breaking the rules.
I feel like people are trying to, like Krispy Kreme, these guys.
Well, Krispy Kreme one's okay because it goes live on April 1st.
But they're announcing it to just, like, if they're going to do it on April Fool's, people are going to be very aware of it. If they're announcing it before April Fool's, people are not going to realise and click on to it being April Fool's, you know?
Yeah.
It's against the rules, but that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. So basically, if you're over 5... There you go. Everyone... To require everyone under 6 foot to own up to their real height, we're bringing truthfulness back into the world of online dating.
Own up.
There you go. So I guess you input your accurate height with a screenshot of you standing next to any commercial building.
What?
We'll do some state-of-the-art verifying and you'll receive your badge directly on your profile.
Oh, that's an April Fool's joke. It's written poorly.
It is written very silly.
What? That's... yeah.
Oh, and by the way, only 14.5% of the US male population is actually 6 foot and beyond. So we're expecting to see a huge decline in the 80% of males on Tinder who are claiming they are well over 6 feet. That's fine by us, as long as we're all living our truth.
Well, yeah. It's interesting, though. Women love men who are over 6 foot. Most women don't want to date men who are shorter than that. Like, I mean, not me personally, because everyone's taller than me, so it's not, like, a problem. But... like, I was watching Married at First Sight tonight. First of all, crazy episode. But when they are talking about the people that haven't met their spouses yet, and they're talking about, oh, I hope he's this, I hope he's that, they're all like, oh, I hope he's 6 foot too. Like, I hope he's taller than me, and they never are. Like, it's a really important thing for women, apparently.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, the sentiment has been like, oh, why can't we get, like, weight for women? And then people are like... you know what, it's okay to discriminate men based on height because it's making, I guess it's retribution for all the time men have discriminated against women for things.
Well, we shouldn't do the bad thing if, if we're unsatisfied with weight issues as women, then we shouldn't make men have to go through that too. You know. I don't know.
Again, this doesn't affect me as a 7'5" man with a massive dick.
Is it?
Well, compared to you, Miss Foot-long sub.
Hey, I'm getting smaller and smaller.
My dick is literally bigger than your entire height.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that must make you feel great.
It does.
Cool. Your girlfriend's smaller than your dick.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next segment, which is kind of related to this, which is why I brought this story in. It's that the share of Americans not having sex has reached a record high.
Oh, the amount of Americans?
Yeah. So
okay.
basically, 23% of people aged 18 to 29 in the US are not having sex.
How many percent?
23%.
Wow.
1 in 4, roughly.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, and apparently this has been steadily rising since 2008. So is this Obama's fault that young people aren't getting laid? Probably.
Well,
I guess you would like that because he's black and this is something you can blame on him.
oh my
Wouldn't
God.
you?
Well, no, Trump's been in power for a couple of years and people still aren't banging, so it's obviously both of their problems.
So I guess Trump couldn't make America horny again.
No, he couldn't. They were really too incel by the time he got there.
Well, this isn't necessarily incel. This is just people not having sex. For example, we're not having sex. We're volcells. We're voluntarily celibate.
Volcel sounds like vulva.
Yeah.
Which sounds
I am a
sexual.
volcell to avoid that vulva.
Yeah, it just sounds...
And I drive a Volvo.
Yeah, I was about to say, this sounds like a Volvo. Wow. Wordplay's fun. Pun battle. Second place.
Yeah, Renee came second at Pun Battle. What a champion.
Back in the day. Okay, so... But what... Does it say the reasons why, like, people just don't want to? Or they're just not feeling it?
There's no specific, scientific reasons for it here. I'll quickly state that it's much higher in men than it is in women.
Okay.
So 28% of men are not having sex and 18% of women are not having sex. Now, these are both increasing, but men are increasing at a much higher rate than women. So, heavily men leading the charge and not getting
increasing.
laid. Yeah, well, maybe Jordan Peterson was right, and women should be enforced sex slaves.
Hey. Women... No. Okay. So women are obviously having more sex. They don't have a problem. It's men that needs to sort themselves out.
Well, no, women are still, by and large, having less and less sex as time goes on.
It's interesting.
But men more so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the men's fault. If women are still going out there a little bit more than men, then it's obviously the men's fault.
Maybe this wouldn't be a problem if we enforced sex slavery and all men only ate beef.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
What a great solution. Have a beef diet.
Actually, you know what? So I'm doing a come down bit here just to credit it.
Don't say come down on this podcast.
Sorry, I'm doing a bit to, we'll credit to another podcast. So I'm only eating beef.
What is this? Gilmore Guys doing comedy bang.
I'm Jordan B. Kermit.
Yeah, that literally does sound. It sounds like Kermit and it sounds like
Mickey.
Mickey Mouse.
Haha.
I bought a good Mickey Mouse jacket this week.
Autism is manly. Haha.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Hey, I'm extremely autistic and I'm not manly and having no sex. So checkmate.
You're 28% of this study.
Well, you're the 18%, so screw you.
Yeah,
well, not
true.
screw you because you're not having sex.
Hey.
Okay, so I guess the hypothesized reason is basically that as a society we're changing. It's much easier for people to be, I guess, antisocial.
Yeah.
Or spend all their time at home and online, basically.
Look at what we're doing. We're just at home online.
Yeah, job rates are down and people living at home are well and truly up. And, of course, it's much harder to get laid when you...
Live with your mum.
Yeah, basically. And men are struggling more in that respect, so they generally live at home more than women do.
Yeah. Interesting. Because I guess back in the day it was, like, a lot easier for young people... You know, when you hit like 18, 19, it was a lot easier for our parents to be like, I'm just going to leave the home now, I'm going to buy a house or
the good news
get a steady job, and then you're out and you're on your own and you're independent a lot earlier. Whereas a lot of people stay at home now and just go to uni but study from home and stay within their little bubble.
Well, the good news for those generation of people, for people aged 50 to 59, only 13% of them are not getting laid.
Okay.
For 40 to 49, only 9% of them are not getting laid. And you got to think, like, you're pretty busy at 40. You're probably like raising kids.
Yeah.
This is the peak of your career, but you're still finding time to get dick down. And 30 to 39, only 7% of people aren't getting laid.
Wow.
So I guess that range, basically when you get out of Tinder age range, see, calling back to the previous story, then you start to get laid.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think, and like, the further back the generations go, the more people just married up and then settled and then just went and lived their lives pretty early on. Whereas I guess now, with obviously Tinder, people have a lot more options and a lot more freedom to just be a bit more promiscuous and like not settle with anyone.
Well, no, that's
or not even settle at all and not have to do anything. Like, there's no...
They have the freedom to be... Though it's not the freedom to be promiscuous. They have the freedom to be picky.
Yeah.
And that pickiness is overtaking their actual willingness and desire to have sex.
Yeah, because then, you be too picky that you just don't even pursue anything. So then we've got an incel generation.
Yeah.
No.
See, thank God I avoid Tinder.
Yeah. You've been on Tinder before, though, eh?
I went on Tinder once and it was just to sell comedy show tickets. And the only person who swiped right on me was this, other than gay guys, was this black girl. So you know what? I have to say, Tinder, also probably full of racists.
Yeah. I went on Tinder for like a joke when I was like first left high school. I don't think I got any matches. And then I just like... But then I just kind of got a new phone, and I just didn't use that phone anymore. So I guess I still have an active account. Does that count?
I mean, it probably disables after a certain amount of time.
It was like, because I remember like not really using the app, and then I got a new phone.
It's probably connected to your Facebook. Actually, if it was back that far ago, I think Tinder had to be connected to Facebook. So if you just like logged in on your phone, it would just be connected to your Facebook, and then it would just be there.
Shit.
Well, no one has told me they've seen you on Tinder, so...
I assume that's not active, right?
I don't know.
Should I download and see if I have an account?
It'd be funny if you had all these matches.
And it's just it's like 1,000 matches, and it's just me when I'm 18.
Well, you would have to go and match everyone.
Yeah, true.
To get the matches.
True.
Alright, so we cool with Tinder. There was another fact here that I read, but...
cool facts.
Yeah, things like they've also shown that... even though unemployment means free time, being steadily employed makes for much higher success rates in relationships.
Really?
Yeah. So having a job, basically spending less time with your partner, but having more money and freedom and the spare time you do have is much better for relationships.
How did you get the girlfriend then?
Well, you're steadily employed.
Yeah, so I got the job, so now we're fine.
Yeah, I know. That's why you think I'm amazing, and I'm resenting you constantly.
Because I'm working?
Yes.
Because I have money?
Excuse me, I spent the last 2 weeks working. I hated it, but I did it. Yeah.
Same. No, I like my job.
Yeah, the work I did was fun, but you were missing me terribly.
Well, no. I was, like... incredibly sick and I couldn't speak, so just any kind of human contact I wanted, but everyone had left the house.
And I was off late every night editing.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
But that's, that's like, that's work. That's like doing the mahi, getting the treats. Do you know what that means?
No.
You're not obviously on Instagram then.
Alright, well, let's move on to this particular story. We've got two left in the Baboon Yodel fun story spectacular. Extravaganza. We'll figure out a crazy name. Alright, so this is no more sex. Well, I guess sort of. The title of this story is Woman with Mutant Gene Who Feels No Pain and Heals Without Scarring Discovered by Scientists.
Whoa!
Yeah. So basically, this woman, she's 71, and what happened is when she was 65, she was having trouble walking, but didn't have any, like, pain. So she went into the doctors, and they're like, you are like, riddled with arthritis.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, oh, I didn't really notice. And they're like, what are you talking about? You would be in extreme pain. She's like, no, didn't notice it. And then she had 2 surgeries in which she felt no pain. And after that, they were like, we're going to need to investigate it further. And they basically found she just has 2 genes. That means she doesn't feel pain and she heals really quickly.
That's amazing.
And she just thought she was normal this whole time. But yeah, it turns out she had numerous burns and cuts, but never felt them. And the only way she noticed them was if she, like, saw her, like, blood on something, or she would smell it. So she could smell herself burning, but that's the only time she knew.
So she's always had this?
She's always had this, yep.
Whoa, so she's never felt pain?
No. Also, even, I guess, it wasn't really focused on this article, but I thought this was even more bizarre. She also had no mental issues at all. They did, like, tests where they test for depression and anxiety, and she showed nothing. And she showed basically no signs of fear, which I guess you wouldn't have, because...
You don't have the memory of, like, hurting your elbow or
Exactly,
something.
yeah. You don't know to feel pain. If you're like, oh, I put my hand on the stove, and she's like, well, it smelled kind of bad. So you don't...
Is she immortal?
No, she's...
How do you die?
I mean, she looks pretty good for 71,
How
but...
do you die if you can't...
Well, her body parts still fail. She just can't feel it.
Oh, that's kind of sad, though.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of cool, because she'll be, like, in old age and be, like...
Yeah.
Like, suffering, but she'll be like,
But it would also be, like, let's say, like, your joints or whatever give out.
Yeah.
So suddenly she can't move and she doesn't know why. But again, it's probably better. But you could also, like, accidentally, like, stab yourself and just not notice.
But then you just die.
Yeah.
Like, if she got stabbed in the heart, she'd be, like... Die. But...
Let's say you got, like, stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
And you just didn't notice there was a knife in you.
But then you'd... Obviously, if you got stabbed in the back through the heart...
Not through the heart. I'm not saying through the heart.
No, but if you did get stabbed in the heart...
Yes.
Then...
Well, you would die.
You would die, but you wouldn't feel it? But she's not going to feel the pain, she's just going to die?
I guess she would just run out of energy and, just pass out.
That's so weird to think about.
Yeah, again, the risk is more if she got, like, injured but didn't realise.
Yeah.
And then that gets a lot worse, because if you get, like, a wound, it gets infected and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she still is...
But she's, like, 70.
Yeah.
She's, like, lived her whole life like that.
But basically, yeah, they've isolated the genes in her, one of them which was previously thought to be just a useless thing in the body, and that turns out that hers is activated when everyone else's isn't.
Whoa.
And then, that happened. So I guess if they can figure out how to trigger that in people during surgery and things, it also, because it speeds up her recovery as well.
Yeah.
Then this could be a big medical breakthrough.
That's, like, amazing for the body. Like...
Yeah, and Marvel Comics.
Yeah, she is a literal superhero.
She's literally Wolverine. Let's
Let's
bathe her bones in metal and then give her claws.
What's the female old lady version of Wolverine? Norma Jean.
Well, there's Old Man Logan.
No, it's Norma Jean, because it sounds like Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
But it's like an old lady name.
Fair enough.
You did not like that at all.
Well, I don't know. I went to actual answers.
Well, I went to bits. It's a bit zone.
No, it's a no-bit zone.
It's a bit zone.
No-bit zone.
Ugh.
Final story in
Here we go.
The Baboon Yodel Crazy Fun Time Story Spectacular. It's this one is very silly. Fox nearly made a promo with Lisa Simpson as a Disney princess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, if you haven't been listening to the news here, Fox is sold. Mm-hmm. They're gone. They're bought by Disney. So Simpsons, X-Men, Donald Glover's show Atlanta, they're all owned by the Mickey Mouse guys now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Marvel and Disney just got even bigger because that's what we needed. An entertainment company got even bigger. And they've like shut down one of Fox's studios, the ones that made whatchamacallit that we liked, Love, Simon.
Really?
Yep, that studio shut down. And yeah, they sort of they don't own Fox Sport or Fox News. Because I don't think they legally can, because Disney already owns their own news and sports channels. I want
a Mickey Mouse to be hosting Fox News.
Well, I think we all did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they own everything. So now The Simpsons, as a joke, was like, oh, we should make like a couch gag where Lisa's like, oh, I'm a Disney princess now.
Yeah.
And they're like, all these news websites are taking it seriously. They're like, should Lisa be the next Disney princess?
It's like, no. Like, a couch gag would be funny.
Why not? Why not make Lisa a Disney princess?
Honestly, Simpsons should just go full in and use all of those characters. And it will just go full noise. Like, they don't need to... Yeah, they should just do full on.
I think they've already done, like, Marvel and Mickey gags. Well, the whole Itchy and Scratchy is a parody of Mickey.
Yeah, true. So now they could, like, do a follow-up episode to that episode.
Instead of Steamboat Itchy, they could actually just do Steamboat
They
Mickey.
just do Steamboat Willie. How good would that be?
They also just did an episode where I think Itchy and Scratchy wasn't woke enough, and then Bart becomes a male feminist.
Oh, yeah, and, like, Chelsea Peretti's in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think some other annoying voice actors.
Oh,
no,
the
one you don't like.
Well,
the black lady you don't like.
Oh my god, that's not true.
Come on.
What?
Come on. She said, I'm sick of this white nonsense, and you got offended.
No, because I've just heard every single person say, I'm sick of this white nonsense.
I don't know.
I feel like it's just not...
I've never heard you say you're sick of it until a black woman says it.
I'm sick of my own white nonsense, 100%. I am.
I don't know. And Aquafina is one of the other voices,
That's
too.
right, she is.
Who gets backlash, I guess, for doing black girl voice as an Asian girl.
Yeah, anyway.
But, I don't know. I never cared enough about that to care. But I don't know. I think... Because Disney like has criteria for being a Disney princess. I think you have to have been in an animated movie, which Lisa has.
The Simpsons movie.
The Simpsons movie.
Hello,
yep.
I nearly watched that today.
And then I think it's not. Here we go. Let's go Disney.
It should be like
criteria.
5'11", skinny waist, long blonde hair.
Here we go. The three. Oh,
have a dead mother.
One of the criteria is you must be human or turn into a human.
Hey, she could.
Yeah.
She could.
And the other one is, the third one is your film must be successful. Because all the Disney animated films that weren't successful, none of them got made princesses.
Oh, right.
But there's also the other criteria, which is either you're born royal, marry royal, or you perform a heroic deed. She
does heroic deeds all the time.
Yeah, and also, she is literally the president of the United States in one of the future episodes. Also, she gets sick and calls herself an ice queen in one of the episodes. There's so many Simpsons episodes, there's very easy proof to find that
does that mean
Lisa counts as heroic or royalty.
Does that mean Donald Trump could be a Disney princess?
Well, none of this criteria says has to be female, so I would...
maybe Bart can be the next Disney princess.
Hold on, let me find Donald Trump's filmography.
Ralph would make a great Disney princess, I reckon. Ralph would be great. I reckon.
That would be true. Wait, I was going to be like... Does The Simpsons have like a trans character?
No.
I thought they did in one of the future episodes.
I'm not entirely sure.
Did Ralph become trans?
I feel like Ralph could be gender questioning.
Yeah.
And I'm all about that. That could be a cool thing they could do.
Okay, make Ralph trans.
Yeah. Isn't it Trans Visibility Day today?
Yes. Go and support some trans people. They're cool.
Yeah.
I also have no strong feelings about that.
You didn't need to add that.
No, I don't know, but I feel like I don't know. I should feel strongly about something either way, but I've just got no opinions. I don't really care either way. I'm trying to find animated films that Trump was in, so he counts, but I don't think any of these are animated, so... Well, he's in Home Alone 2.
He was.
He's in The Little Rascals.
Isn't Little Rascals animated?
No. Not that one.
Oh, that's Little Einsteins.
Yep. The Associate, 54, Celebrity, Zoolander, 2 Weeks Notice. No, I'm not seeing any animated movies, so unfortunately Donald Trump, not a Disney princess.
Damn.
But how fun would that have been? Donald Trump, trans Disney princess.
Oh, my brain just exploded from that. There's too much woke on woke on woke.
Alright, well, that was... Oh, Martin. There you go, Martin. That's who I was thinking of from the Simpsons in one of the future episodes.
Yeah.
He was... Martin Prince becomes Marsha Princess. Which would officially make Marsha Princess is a princess. Oh, so Martin from The Simpsons is officially the first Disney princess.
I'm all about it. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Wow.
Alright, well that seems like a pretty good point to end on.
God.
That was the Baboon Yodel, extremely crazy, cool, trans-supportive story spectacular.
It was. And no one can say it wasn't, because it was.
And,
I'm sorry it was late, you guys. I'm sorry that I keep getting sick.
We're it was a bit late. Don't worry, I'm sure only Ed cares. And now Ed's going to be like, why did you mention that in the podcast? Well, chill out, Ed. I know you went to Ethiopia to save kids, but you know what? Some of us had slight sniffles and
some of us lost our voices and then had to go to work and then had got sick again. It's not all sunshine and children here. But I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, if you have any fun, crazy, wacky stories you want Ed and Renee to talk about on the podcast, why don't you email...
Or if you just want Ed to do them, if he's your favourite after these episodes. Yeah, definitely hit us up. We have Facebook, Baboon Yodel.
Twitter, Baboon Yodel.
Baboon Yodel. Instagram, Baboon Yodel. You can email us at baboonyodel@gmail.com. Email us with your hate. With anything you want.
As we mentioned, Renee is desperate for any kind of human contact.
Yeah. Oh, we got like another iTunes review, actually.
Oh, that's cool. But while you find it out, if you're in Auckland on April 13th, the music charity gig has sold out, so you can't get tickets to that. So why not come along to the Swanky Comedy Evening and Roast Battle at Backbeat, 8 p.m. and 10 p.m, April 13th. Tickets are on Event Finder. Come along. Renee and Ed will be there, so it'll be a hell of a night. All right, read out this review.
Yeah, we'll be competing. Not against each other, but we'll be competing.
Maybe.
So we have 3 reviews. And the latest one comes to us on the 7th of February this year.
Oh.
From Llama Sanctuary, 5 stars. And it just says, the only thing that could make the podcast better is if I was on it.
Oh, well.
I don't know who Llama Sanctuary is, but that's really nice.
All right, well, next week's episode, we'll be coming live to you from a llama sanctuary.
Yeah, where is it? I don't know.
Get excited, everybody. All right, this was actually a pretty fun episode.
That was Twitter Q&A.
It was. Hope you enjoyed.
iTunes review. Yeah, thanks so much for listening, you guys. Hopefully you're still with us. Hopefully you still want to keep listening. If you have any stories that you want us to cover, hit us up. We're big fans. I'm getting told to cut this thing off. See you next week, guys. Bye.